Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and this amazing video. I am Aditya. In this video, we are going to see another exciting concept of VCard. So without any further ado, let's begin. Right, so in this video, we are going to use Express.js where we will create an API to serve a VCard.js file or to create a VCard.js file. And then, I guess that's pretty much it. So let's see what is a VCard.js first. First thing, so this package VCards.js is a Node.js package, and it's very exciting and interesting package to create or generate VCard file. So definitely do give it a try. It's just a suggestion from my side. So see if it fits your requirements and recommendation, and then if it does, it's good to use. So what is VCard first of all? So whenever you visit someone, you might have given your card saying that this is my card, contact me. Or when someone visits you, they have given you their card saying this is my card, something like that. Now VCard is an interesting technology where you have your virtual card or your card stored as a contact in your phone or your laptop or somewhere in your device. Okay, so here is one example. So this contact, Eric J. Nesser, sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. So this contact is being saved in a device where now if someone wants to contact them, they can just use the mobile number or other URLs, addresses, and so on. So it's as good as saying it creates a contact in your phone, and then you don't have to worry about carrying all those cards with you. Just need to carry a phone or a QR code and say, okay, scan this QR code, and then, or maybe those NFC tags, and then say, this is my NFC tag or QR code, scan this, and you will have a contact. Okay. Now we will see from the approach of the QR code, there are certain limitations with that. So we will see how to solve that limitations. But before that, let's first install Express and then init our project, and then let's go step by step. So let's do npm init over here, and then it will ask us certain things. So VCard API, that's fine. Version 1, description, test, VCard project. Entry point index.js, test command, no test command, git repository, not yet, keywords, not yet, author, Aditya. And yes, that should be good. Yes, and that's there. So if I go to my VS Code, we will see package.json here. That's perfect with all other things being stored over here. Now let's install Express. So I'm going to say npm install Express and nodemon as well, and Axios as well. I'll tell you why we need Axios, but Express and nodemon definitely. So let's install these three in one go. So let's wait a bit till it installs. So there they are. And now let's write a script. So if you're new to nodemon, so nodemon is used to make sure or keep a track of changes you do and automatically refresh your server, so you don't have to do it manually by yourself. So that's the main purpose of nodemon. Okay, so here I'm going to write a script which will say start. So this will be something like npm run start. You could do npm run serve, whatever, but you just need to make sure that you match the word over here after the run. So this is going to start nodemon, and what it's going to serve, this index.js. So I'm going to say index.js. Okay, now inside our index.js, so if we go over here, we just Express gives us some pretty decent starting code. So we can just copy this code and then go over here and just save it. I'll tell you what that URL is doing there, but for now just ignore this URL. And then we have our Express server. So now if I go over here, let me first explain what's happening here. So we first imported Express and then initiated the app instance or our app instance with Express, then assigned a port number. Then we are listening or started a server at port number 3000 at URL localhost :3000. Also, we have a get URL where, or a root get URL where we are just saying hello world, like a simple hello world thing. Now let's run our server. So I'm going to say npm run start, and now this will run nodemon index.js and will listen at 3000. So if we go in our browser and let's go over here, localhost 3000, we will see hello world. So that's perfect. So Express setup, initial setup is done. Now what I am going to do is I'll be focusing this video mostly on VCard. So JWT token or JWT authentication and all those stuffs. I won't be covering here. Sorry for that, because I want to keep the video short. And also, I won't be covering the part of the front end where we create a QR code or something, but I will tell you how to do it correctly. So sorry for these two limitations in this video, but if you would like me to create a JWT API or Express API with all those securities aspects, then please put it in the comment section. I'll be definitely happy to create an Express API, REST API using those security aspects. If you'd like me to create an end-to-end application for this VCard, please do let me know in the comment section as well, where we will have a front end in Vue or React and then an Express API, same API serving over there. So please let me know in the comment section. I'll be very happy and I will try my best to create a video as per your suggestions. So let's proceed now. So here we have the get URL. So let's make this something like API and VCard generate. Okay, let's now see what do we get once we visit this URL. So let's copy this, let's go over here and let's put it over here. Oops, sorry for that. So same thing, because we are doing the hello world over there as well. So that's great. Now next thing we need to do here is, so we have this app.get. Okay, that's perfect. Now we also need to install this VCard.js. Actually, I should have done this before with other 3 packages, but it's okay, we can do it now. So let's close this and I need to copy it again. So let's paste it here. So VCard.js is just again a library to create a VCard VCF file or VCF file content. So I will also explain it to you what VCF file contents are. So let's first see what this library is doing. So we first import it, then we initiate an instance of VCard, and then to VCard we assign all these values. Okay, so we assign the first name, middle name, last name, all the contact details about ourselves that we want to assign. So there are several options. So if I go all the way down over here, there is home address, there are social URLs, there is work email, work address, and so on. So there are many things. So what I'm going to do is I'll create first here a database on database, and assuming that this is my Mongo or SQL database response where I got a person detail. So here I'm going to say the person's first name is nothing but Aditya. Last name is Adam. Capital, sorry. And let's say phone is, this is the work phone. Now you could have multiple fields in database. You could have separate phone, like a personal phone or a work phone. It's totally up to you. We will just stick with the work phone now. So it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. That's the work phone. Then email, again you could have several emails. So in this case I'm gonna stick with work email. So @work.com or example.com. That's the best thing. Email done, organization. Here I'm gonna put it as my company's name, Gertie International Limited. Right, and what else? Title, maybe I can put it as founder. Then what else? Image. So image, I'll just put blank over here and we will see how to deal with this image later. Okay, now once we have this, next thing we need to do is initiate our VCard instance. So let's take this down over here. Let's do const VCard equal to okay, let's do it like this so it's not confusing, or let's do it like this actually. So VCard equal to require VCard.js. That's great. And then we will have our const mycard equal to VCard. Perfect. So we initiated our VCard object or VCard instance, and now one by one we will attach properties to it. So here I'm going to say mycard dot first name. So this is going to be coming from database. I'm going to say database our hard-coded database. So that's first name, F name actually, and let's see what do we get if I do console.log my card dot get formatted string. Okay, let's see what do we get from this. So if I go over here and run the server again and npm run start, so if we go over here, refresh the page and go over here, you will see that we have got a VCard file content. Okay, now if you Google about it, this file has a specific format depending on the version. Okay, so there is version 2.0, 3.0 and 4.0, and there are also certain sub versions in 2.0 and 3.0, something like that, like the 3.1 or something. So there are sub versions as well. I guess in 2.1 and something there are sub versions, but not in 3.0. So just need to double check that. But anyhow, the main thing here is it starts with begin vcard, then the version of that card, and end vcard. Okay, so inside these begin vcard and end vcard, these two are mandatory lines, and inside that you have your vcard content. Now if you see, it has a specific format that you need to follow. Now this content is generated by the package that we are using over here. You can also create it manually. So what you need to do is you just need to make sure that you're following the exact format without, if you want to do it without package, and there you need to make sure that each input, each field that you have over here, it's on a new line. Okay, so this f name till Aditya, I cannot have this n after Aditya. I have to put it on a new line. So you need to do, if you're doing manually, you need to put those that \r and \n, so to make it on a new line. So just need to make sure it's on a new line. Okay, now if we go back over here again, so we have our content over here. Now let's add other content. Okay, so I'm going to do last name as well, equal to database 0.lname. Then I'm going to add so as this is my work email, so I'm going to say work email equal to database 0. Sorry, if I type it correctly, email. Then we have our my contact, so work phone. Now this would be database 0.phone. Okay, so this is coming from database, our so-called database over here, and these are the fields of our vcard instance. Okay, so this should be C capital over here. And what do we need? Organization. So mycard.organization equal to database 0.organization. Okay, then you will notice that here it's Z and it is S. They just US and American, sorry, American and British English. So it's just the spelling here and there. So then we need a title. So mycard.title equal to database 0.title. Okay, so this is done. So we have first name, last name, email, organized. Okay, now next thing is a image. Now let's first understand what option we have for image, and then I will tell you the drawbacks of it. Okay, so first thing, I'll copy this URL. So this is the S3 URL where my image is stored. You can have your image stored in a file if you are storing it like in a static folder somewhere, but the best practice is to just store it on a cloud so that you can manipulate it anyhow. Like it's very simple in that, but of course it's totally your choice. You can store the image anywhere you like. So this is my image path on S3. I'll just copy paste over here, and then I'm gonna do my card dot photo dot attach from URL, and I want to attach it from database 0.image, and then after that I need to give a MIME type. So it has a MIME type of JPEG. So let's save this. And now what I am going to do is I'm going to save this in a file. Okay, so I'm going to say mycard.save file, save to file actually, and then I will give it a name, aditya.vcf. Okay, now if I save this and go back over here and just refresh this. So okay, this is having some problem here. Okay, let me start this again. So run start, quick refresh, and if we go here, we have my file of VCard. Okay, so now let me open this file. So if I go over here and open this file, so you will see I have the name. I guess I missed the last name somehow. So last name, L name. Okay, let me see why the last name is not. Oh yes, because this is capital there. Okay, so let's refresh it. So if we refresh it again, we will have a new file over here. Now if we see, okay, there's a my full name. Now if I open this, so you will see, in spite of having that image over there, it's not visible. Okay, now what's the problem here? There are chances that your image, as it is stored on a cloud server, there are chances that it's related with the security or cost, either of those, even though it's a public image, but still. So having it through URL will cause issues like this. Okay, so to keep it on a safe side or make it on a safer side, what I would suggest is, instead of storing the image as a URL, though it is allowed to store, and also in VCard there is a functionality to store it as a URL. The best way to do it is to store it as a base64 format image. Okay, now let's do that. So what I'm going to do, after we come over here, before we do this, I'm going to use Axios. So I'm going to say const Axios equal to require Axios, and then I'm going to do Axios.get. So that get would be nothing but our database 0.image. So I want to get this image, and then I want some header here. So I'm going to say response type. This is going to be array buffer, because I want to keep that image in a buffer and then convert that buffer to base64 format. After we do this request, or once this request is complete, we will get a response, and that response will do the job of converting, or after the response is received, then we will do the job of converting into a base64. So I'm going to take let's take a variable here. So I'm going to say base64 image. You can give any name here, it's just a variable, so it doesn't matter. And I'm going to save buffer dot from, and I want to create a buffer from the response data with the option of binary, and I want to convert it into a string of base64. Okay, now once this is done, what we need to do is, as you could see, this is an asynchronous request, so there are chances that this request is still processing and we are already over here, or our code is already over here. So best thing to do is to keep all that thing after this inside that promise resolution. I call it as a promise resolution because we are resolving a promise. So just whatever comes here, I just call it as, oh, we can keep it in the promise resolution. So then once we have it over here, so we have the base64 image, and then we can comment this line for now. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say my card dot photo, and I want to embed it from string, and here I'm going to do embed it from base64 image. Okay, now if we save this, and if we refresh this page, and if we go back over here, you will see that this base64 image is such a huge chunk of data that it will end sooner or later. Almost there, here. So as you could see, like, this data is like a huge data. We didn't give the MIME type, we will give that in a moment. So here we just need to give the MIME type, so image JPEG. Now if you see, the MIME type here is different as compared to this. So base64 image MIME types are slightly different, and the options here given are slightly different when you do it through URL and base64 for VCard file. So you just need to make sure that you're doing a correct MIME type. Now if we save this back again, and then we refresh this page, and now if we, I guess this is simple, we will just see it from here. So now we have the correct image type and everything, all great. Now if you see, this data is such a huge data that storing it in a QR code, it's going to be super difficult. Okay, not just difficult, but also it's going to throw a lot of error. Like the QR code is going to shout that, or your system is going to shout that, sorry, I cannot store so much data, it's too much data for me to accommodate. So what's the solution to this? So the best solution is, we have already created our this file, VCF file. Now if I open this VCF file to check if the image is shown, the image is shown perfectly, so that's great. And also all the details are shown perfectly, that's super great as well. Now the thing here is, to make it served over QR code, what we need to do is, we just need to push this file somewhere on the server. Okay, so let's say I'm having my all those assets stored in Amazon S3. Okay, so in that S3 bucket, I can create a separate folder of VCF files, and all those newly generated VCF files, I can push it on that in that folder. And then when it comes to QR code, you will get a bucket URL or your file URL, not the bucket URL, but the file URL, something like this. So let's say I have, okay, I'll do it over here so it's not confusing. So let's say my file is stored in a folder of, let's say, VCF files. Then it will come like this. So it is stored on the inside this bucket in this folder, VCF files, and my file name over here. So this will be aditya.vcf. Okay, now next thing you need to do is copy this URL, or whatever URL you get for your file, any, like it's totally your VCF file URL, that you have to just embed it in a QR code. That's it. Now whenever someone scans that QR code, this contact is automatically saved, not saved, but automatically shown to on their device. So as we are seeing it over here, so if I see this one, so as we are seeing it over here on iPhones or on mobile devices, it's shown a bit differently, and you'll see this contact once they scan the QR code straight away like this. Some devices show a pop-up message showing that, saying that, do you want to save this contact? So it's also like you're giving them an option whether to save it or not. So you're trying to have that the privacy problem solved over there as well. So this is one way to do it. Okay, it's not the only way, this is one way to do it. Of course, you can find some other way where you could have an NFC tag, or you could have this file maybe like on demand created and then serve with QR code. It's totally, like, there are several options, and it totally depends upon what your business problem is demanding. So the general scenario I would suggest is to just save this file somewhere and serve it over URL. Okay, so I think that's pretty much for this video. So if you enjoy this video, please hit the thumbs up button. If you like this, if you want to share this video with your network, please feel free to share it with your network. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to my channel. And last but not the least, if you would like me to create an Express REST API using JWT token and all other things, please let me know. Or if you would like me to create an end-to-end application of this, where we have a front end in Vue or React, where we have the QR code, get this URL, scan the QR code and save the contact on phone or something like that, do let me know that as well. So whichever you prefer, put it in the comment section. I'll try my best to create a video on that. So thanks again. Till the next time. Goodbye.